So on today's episode of Matter of Opinion, we're going to cover the WNBA and the Booty League. Can the two intertwine? A Zoom court hearing that ended abruptly. Your Amazon packages and your DoorDash food is being stolen. But by who? Netflix finally cracking down on password sharing. And the death to a legend, Marvelous Marvin Hagler, R.I.P. We get into that now.
Time for me to hold it down. Time for me to break it down. Y'all cats don't wanna see me. Y'all better mind your P's and Q's.
Hey, I'm Walls P, and welcome to Matter of Opinion. This is the first episode of What's the News. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Now, look what we have here. Women playing basketball in thongs. Cheeks all out. Take a look for yourself.
She play ball outside of this. All right, all right.
Now, me as a viewer, I'm not complaining about, the optics of it all. Seeing buns all out, me being a butt man myself, but this kind of reminds me of an anime that I once saw.
Joe, you have to understand the science behind it.
She's pulling her swimsuit up like that. All I have to do is touch someone's behind with my right hand, and I can steal all their butt techniques.
One false move and your career's over.
You're pretty good at this. You've got plenty of power, but you need to learn how to use it. It's a battle of sheer will. I have to win! You're done! This is it!
Now, looking at the video, yes, the optics is good, but clearly there's no basketball skills whatsoever. It's pretty much for show. Now, what if we took that concept and converted it to the WNBA? Now, the WNBA, that is an organized official basketball league. The problem with it is it's not gaining that much viewership. Realistically, how many people out there that are watching this video can say they watch the WNBA? People that do say it's a good league, but not too many people are watching it. It doesn't have that much viewership. Let's take a look at the stats here. If we dig deep, the numbers will tell you it's not doing so well. And yours truly did the research for you. So let's look at this. On the surface, the TV ratings are up by 34% year after year, and that outpaces any other sport in the US as far as growth. As a matter of fact, the 2020 NBA Finals took a 45 hit in its viewership. But the problem with the numbers are, in 2019, the WNBA had a .06 rating, which was a 200% increase from the previous season. So now you can see why numbers can in fact be deceiving. Yes, it had a growth, but if the numbers were low to begin with, it's gonna seem like a booming growth. The problem also is, people are not attending a lot of games. Teams average about 6,700 fans per game. And we're talking an arena that can hold, 18 to 20,000 people. On top of that, the WNBA is saying it's losing significant money year after year. You're talking on average about 10 million a season. And last year they lost about 12 million, which was an increase from the average 10 million. Now comparing it to the revenue for the NBA last year made 7.4 billion, while the WNBA made 60 million in revenue. Salaries compared to the NBA for the average player is about 6.4 million, while the WNBA is 72,000. That's a big discrepancy. At the time of this poll, the highest paid NBA player was Steph Curry, who made 40 million for that season. The highest WNBA player for that season was Brittany Griner, who made 113,500. Now, 2019 NBA Finals ratings was 15.14 million viewers. The WNBA in 2018 season, the whole season had 271,000 views. So that says a lot. Like I said, the average attendance for the NBA is 18,000 per game, and the average for WNBA is 6,700. So we see a huge disparity in the numbers. So if you ask me, adding some sexiness to the game will draw attention. Now, I'm not talking like, you know, the way these women are dressed, but I'm talking more classy like. For instance, look at the WWE, Elite Wrestling. The Divas division now is the best division in those respective sports. Some of the best matches are the women's matches. Yeah, they have some sexiness apparel, but it's done with class. So if you could take that classiness and incorporate it with the WNBA or women's sports, I believe it'll bring the ratings up because it'll give you something visually appealing. I got a things for buns, so you'll definitely have my viewership. And at the end of the day, what do you have to lose at this point? If you're losing money year after year, hey, try something different. Maybe it'll work in your favor. So on to the next news. Did you guys hear about the Zoom court case hearing that ended abruptly? Well, apparently it ended abruptly because the victim and the suspect were in the same house together. Now the victim, whose name is Kobe James Harris, is being charged with assault with intent to commit bodily harm. Now no other details is said about the case except for the suspect is back in jail. His bond has been revoked, and now if he want to get out of jail, he got to pay $10 million to get out on a bond. Now the victim's name, who's Mary Lindsay. Now at first I thought they were in cahoots on everything that was going on, but when you watch the video and you look at her reaction and her mannerism, how, you know, she's answering questions, putting her head down, the prosecutor was noticing like how she was acting weird during this hearing. So she starts to question the two, like, hey, are you guys in the same house or same vicinity or whatever? And she then asks the suspect, hey, can you go outside and show proof that, you know, you're in your residence? So he started making excuses like his phone's about to die, it's on the charger, he doesn't think he'll have enough juice to make it to go outside or whatever. She then turns around, called the cops to go to the house just to make sure everything is okay, because she seriously felt that Mary Lindsay might have been in danger. So the cops show up, find the two of them in the same household, and he gets arrested. Kudos to her for giving those, you know, those little subtle things of acting weird and things of that nature, just to give subtle signs that she's in danger. With that being said, if they both were in cahoots on the situation, my opinion, they both need to be charged, because that's playing with the court system and back and forth, you know, with them, leaving them, with them, leaving them. To me, that makes no sense. Now, based on the evidence that's provided, it seemed as though he forced his way in, threatened her, you know, to act accordingly and to possibly get the charges dropped against him. So, like I said, kudos to the prosecutor. Now, we'll know more as the story progresses, but as of right now, I see the woman as the innocent in the situation going on. How many of you guys shop with Amazon or order DoorDash? I know I do. But apparently, what's going on now is Amazon drivers are taking pictures that the packages are delivered, and soon after they're done taking the picture, they're walking off with the package. Now, this video was posted by TikTok user Talk to Me Instead, and the video went viral. And it shows a driver taking a package on the porch, taking the picture as if it was delivered, and then walked off with the package. Take a look. Now, it seems like it was captured on a Ring camera, and for those of you who don't know what Ring is, it's a doorbell with a camera that records footage, and it gives you a visual of whoever's at your door. So if you're at home or away from home, you get to see who's at your door. This driver clearly didn't know that they had Ring, so she got caught in the act. And we've seen the same thing happen with a DoorDash video. Now, this video was recorded on TikTok by the name Barbie Doll, and the DoorDash driver pretty much did the same thing. Take a look. Now, I don't know about you. I'm a person who many of times that I would get an alert saying that my Amazon package was delivered. When I go outside, there's no package there. So if this is a going thing, Amazon has a serious problem on their hands. Because if you go through the process where a picture is taken that, you know, your package was delivered, and you call up Amazon because your package wasn't there, they want a police report. They pretty much say, you know, hey, we're not liable. The package, it seems like it was delivered in the right place and everything like that with their analytics, blah, blah, blah. If we see that this is a thing that's going on, they're gonna have some serious issues on their hands and lawsuits on their hands. Same thing with DoorDash. I had a situation where the driver said they left the food on the porch. I went outside. there was no food there. And why would you leave somebody's food on the porch anyway? You could have a cat, dog, raccoon, or whatever go inside the food, especially when the instructions say, hand it to me personally. So I don't understand why you're leaving, food on the porch. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem that Amazon and DoorDash is gonna have to deal with and try to figure out how to overcome such dishonesty with their own employees. The next piece of news we have is Netflix. Everybody I know has a Netflix account, but it's not their own account. They have somebody's password, whether it's a cousin, an ex, a friend. However, everybody has access to Netflix in today's time. But Netflix been talking about cracking down on password sharing for a while now, and it seems like they're close to achieving cracking down on password sharing. There's an article posted, it'll be in the description, of people going in to log on to their Netflix account, and they're getting hit with the screen that says start your own Netflix for free today screen. Now, we all know password sharing is a thing that has been going on for a while. This is gonna mess up a lot of people's Netflix and chill, if you know what I'm saying. I get where Netflix is coming from, because if people are sharing passwords, then guess what? They're losing money. Think about it. If you owned a streaming platform and people were sharing password, that's a possible 3 or 4 subscriptions that you could have had that you're not getting a piece of. When you look at Netflix terms and condition, it do state that you can share the password if it's in your house, under the same IP address. So if you have the living room, 3 bedrooms, and 1 in the kitchen, then yeah, that's fine. But once it goes outside of the house to a whole nother IP address, that's where you're breaking their terms and condition. That's something to look at going forward with the sharing of password. So be warned now, that's something that's coming to fruition. And hey, if you find the cost of Netflix is too high for you, click on this link right here on how you could save penny on the dollars on, streaming when it comes to movies and TV shows. You'll thank me later for it. And now on to our final piece of news. RIP to a great legend, Marvelous Marvin Hagler. To me, one of the greatest pound for pound fighters ever to perform in the sport of boxing. He had a record of 62-3-2 with 52 knockouts. He fought big names like Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran, and he was part of one of the greatest boxing matches ever, known as The War, against his rival at the time and now friend, Thomas Hitman Hearns. Now the fight did go 3 rounds, but man, oh man, that first round, whew, I thought I was watching the Rocky fight. That's how much action that was going on in there. You're talking 2 guys who were just trying to take each other's head off. Not a hug fest, just a straight up slug fest. With his passing, there were rumors that his death was due to the cause of the COVID vaccine. Now, it was his friend Thomas Hitman Hearns who said that Hagler was in ICU due to the COVID vaccines. He said to send your prayers, he's in the ICU fighting the effects of the vaccine. Hagler's wife later came by saying, quote, I do not accept to read some stupid comment without knowing really what happened. For sure wasn't the vaccine that caused his death, end quote. Now here's my problem with that. He passed away unexpectedly. She said she doesn't know what really happened as far as like the cause of his death, but she instantly ruled out the vaccine as an attempt to say pump your brakes, don't be quick to make decisions or whatever. I can understand that, pump your brakes, don't assume it's the vaccine, but you literally took the vaccine out of the equation and then in the same breath tell people we don't know what was the cause of death. So how can you really eliminate the vaccine as the cause of death? If you're gonna pump your brakes, then pump your brakes in all aspects, not just targeted towards the COVID vaccine. And I get it, she don't want to draw any negativity towards the vaccine, but if the vaccine was the cause, people have a right to know. Because if it's gonna jeopardize other people's lives, they have the right to know it has the possibility of affecting them. I'm just saying. So that's gonna do it on this week's episode of What's the News. Stay tuned for the next one. Again, we're gonna stay on top of current topics, especially try and stay on topics that a lot of people don't know about or are being swept under the rug. So that's what this segment is going to cover. Shed light on news that is not really out there like that or people aren't really speaking about. So here on Matter of Opinion, we'll bring it to the forefront. Catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.
It's a matter of opinion.